Welcome to the Sisters Brothers Keeper, the Love Unfiltered show. So today I will be talking to the singles on the topic Do not be deceived, God is not mocked. And when God look at you, can God entrust you with his son or his daughter? Imagine that single man that have been praying all his life for God to bless him with a God-fearing sister. He has fasted, he has prayed, he has waited on God. And you are also that single sister that has been praying to settle and all of it. You have an idea of the ideal man that you want. When God look at you, can God trust you with that his son or daughter that has been praying? Because you see, the reality is most times we need to be honest with ourselves. So you see them praying to God for a God-fearing man when they themselves are not living a God-fearing life. Listen, you cannot live a life of double standard and then you expect God to entrust his son that have been praying all his life for a good partner into your hand. Same, you cannot be living a double standard life and you expect God to entrust his daughter into your hands. At the end of the day, in Jeremiah 17:19, it says, the heart of man is deceitful, that who can imagine it? That at times God sees the heart. Even if you try to pretend to others, God sees. So God will not allow you to go and suffer that's his son or daughter that has been praying all through his life. And do not be deceived. God is not mocked. You can pretend to be who you are not, but God sees. So if you are someone that have been praying honestly, God will not give you someone that will come and destroy your life. There are good marriages. I always say to people, you just need to pray, because if you fail to pray before you enter the marriage, when you enter the marriage, you will have a prayer point. So that's why you need to pray. You need to trust God. You need to seek the face of God. But do not live a double standard life, because God will not look at his son or daughter that have trusted him, that have prayed to him, and just give him or her like that. So that's why if you're praying for a partner, make sure you are that partner yourself. You cannot be praying for a God-fearing partner when you are not God-fearing. You cannot be asking God to bless you with a believer when you have all the unbeliever vibes, because at the end of the day, when the Bible said that when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren, if you are not converted, it's one thing. Either you empower the person or you quench the fire of the person. And for someone that God has invested in so much, God will not look at you and allow you to come and quench the fire of that person. So if you are a single and you are trusting God to get married, make sure you are that person that you want to get married to. You cannot be envisioning a Nathaniel Bassey that has the touch of Burna Boy. If you want a Nathaniel Bassey, you go for a Nathaniel Bassey. If you want a Burna Boy, you go for a Burna Boy. You cannot be mixing everything. So when I was single, I always say this to myself: if I'm to marry an unbeliever, he must be a proper unbeliever. But if I'm going to marry a Christian, he must be a Christian. If I'm married to an unbeliever, if on Sunday we are going to the beach, let's go to the beach. If I'm married to a Christian, it's a must that on Sunday we must go to church, and it's a must that we must have family devotion. So whatever you want, you ask God for it. But first, you need to be it, because you cannot ask for it when you are not it. If you have it, you will not even know what to do with it. And God is not wicked enough to look at his son or daughter that have been praying for a God-fearing man and just give that son and daughter to you just like that. God is not a wicked God, and may God bless us all.